Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, so I did a video yesterday where I responded to Trisha Paytas' response to Colleen Ballinger. And the video received very mixed reviews. A lot of people questioning things that I said in the video. A lot of people having issues with things that I said in the video, how I said them. So I felt that it was important for me to get on video and correct a few things that I said in the video yesterday. But there's still many things that I said in the video yesterday that I stand behind. So I wanted to come on here today and address those things. And I've actually made a list of notes that I want to read directly from, so I make sure that I say this the way that I want to say it, just so you guys know. Full transparency that I am reading this from my notes, okay? The first thing I want to say is that maybe I rushed too quickly and made the video. Several people said, Peter, you watched the video and rushed right away, which, you know, I watch a lot of YouTubers that actually watch a video and react to it while they're doing their videos. That is something that I don't typically do. I would say in the last few years, I used to do that. I did, you know, as soon as something came out, I was right on video, making my response video to it. I don't do that as much anymore, and I have made that very, very clear in videos that I've done, even recently, where I've talked about how I don't sit down and rush making videos anymore. The reason why I did yesterday, and I think the video had been out for about 45 minutes, and I watched it, and then I responded right away, was that I didn't want to forget the things that I thought about the video, and that was why I rushed in making the video, and maybe I did rush making it too quickly. People said I didn't watch the video fully. I absolutely 100% watched the video fully. I said in the video that the video was 10 minutes long, and when it was actually 20 minutes long, that was a misquote on my part. So I watched the video yesterday, and then I've actually rewatched it 3 times today. On 1-time speed, because I wanted to make sure, so it was the normal speed, I wanted to make sure that I heard everything that Trisha said, so that I knew what things I said in my video yesterday that I could continue to stand by, what things I needed to correct myself on and on and on. There are a few things I need to correct myself on, but many things that I said in the video, I still stand behind. I do want to say this, that I have defended Trisha Paytas many times in the past, and whenever I have defended Trisha Paytas in the past, people say, you're giving a free pass to Trisha Paytas, that, you know, nothing that Trisha does will be wrong in your eyes, on and on and on. When I hold Trisha Paytas accountable, people come and they say, you're being too hard on Trisha. Why are you being so harsh on Trisha? You know, Trisha doesn't have a chance. You're going to always remember these things about Trisha. And so really, there's no way for me to get it right in the eyes of whoever is watching the video. And so what I have decided in talking about Trisha Paytas is that I'm just going to share my opinion based on what I have seen that has been put out there by Trisha Paytas. You know, Trisha is a very polarizing person on YouTube, depending on which situation she's in, what scandal she's in, things like that. And I have actually said in multiple videos in the last few months that I feel that Trisha Paytas has made a lot of growth, that she's not engaging in a lot of the drama that she had been before. I'm not witnessing her engaging in drama on Twitter and, you know, doing rampant Twitter rants and things like that. I've said that in numerous videos. I've said that I have witnessed growth from Trisha Paytas. For me, growth from somebody, okay, and you have to remember, I'm just a channel out here that is responding to what I see, okay? You know, I base growth on somebody, and I'm not the expert on that. I'm not the final answer or anything. You guys have to make your decision, like I've said in my last couple videos, on what you believe. But for me, that is not just based on 6 months of not engaging in drama, okay? That for me, and there has been some occasions where Trisha Paytas has, you know, slipped her toe into some drama to bring some attention to her and things like that. But there's also been, you know, multiple communities and multiple people that Trisha Paytas has hurt in her past. And I'm going to address why I brought up her past in a second, because a lot of people had issues with the fact that I brought up her past in my video yesterday. And so I'm going to explain to you why I did. But for me to witness growth from somebody, and she even says this in her own video, okay, is to acknowledge the pain that you've done to those people, to take accountability for for it, and then to show that you're not going to engage in that again. So for me, to just forget what people have done in the past, I really struggle with that, okay? In my personal life and watching YouTubers and things like that. And so that was one of the reasons why I brought that up yesterday, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second. So I wanted to say that. The first thing I really need to address is the fact of me not coming out directly and saying that Trisha Paytas is a victim of Colleen Ballinger's. About this, and I actually put a comment on my video. Let me pull this up really quickly. On my video yesterday, I put a pinned comment, which I can tell you did not fare well. And that's okay. You know, I appreciate everybody's responses to this. But the comment that I put on, because so many people were saying Trisha Paytas is a victim. Trisha Paytas is a victim. And you're not saying that Trisha Paytas is a victim, okay? So I put a pinned comment on here and I said, okay, so I just want to address something. I'm not sure why people think I said Trisha is not a victim. At the 16:02 mark, I said Trisha was victimized by what happened to her. I just wanted to make this clear. Like I said multiple times in my video, I'm very happy she came out and addressed this. She spoke about it very calmly. I'm also not convinced of someone's immense growth by one video, but that's just my opinion, and I respect yours as well. So, you know, I said that on the video yesterday, and a lot of people were pointing out that around the 5:30 mark in my video yesterday, I was saying things that Trisha was turning herself into a victim yet again in this video and things like that. I should never have said that, okay? So I want to apologize to Trisha for that, and I want to apologize to you guys for that, and I need to make it very, very clear. I do 100% believe that Trisha Paytas is a victim in what happened with her pictures being sent to minors and other people and friends of Colleen Ballinger's, okay? I shouldn't have danced around the issue. I shouldn't have skirted around the issue. I should have just come right out and said it. And so that is the one correction that I really feel is important to make. The other thing I want to say is that I didn't really address this in my video yesterday is that I really feel for Trisha Paytas, and this is like the one thing. I mean, I think people think that like I just do not like this woman whatsoever, which is not the case. And I think that you guys have to remember that I was very friendly with Trisha Paytas back in the day. You know, we would talk on the phone, and I did a video with her, and she was very gracious and things like that. You know, like I'm always rooting for Trisha Paytas. I'm rooting for many of these YouTubers to do well and to do their best. I want that for people. I want that for all the people in my life, for you guys, for everybody. I don't know why that is such a hard concept for people to believe, that people think that like I just hate on these people and I want them to have the worst lives possible, okay? I'm a 51-year-old man that enjoys listening to cozy mysteries on my front porch and talking to my neighbor across the street as she gardens, okay? That is who I am at my core. I love to watch my TV shows. I love to hang out with my dog and my husband. I love to hang out with my best friend, okay? I am not somebody that wishes hate on the world or on other people, right? And there is still a part of me that I feel like many of you have as well that wishes the best for Trisha Paytas and really wants her to grow as a person and a human being because, like I've said in numerous videos, when people take accountability for their life and that their actions of their past and they continue to grow, right, they just enjoy their life more. I want that for somebody, you know? I want that for Trisha. If Trisha never got in another scandal, if she never got herself involved in any kind of drama again, and I never had to make another Trisha Paytas video, trust me, I would be completely fine with that, okay? I want that for her. I want that for many of these people that I talk to or talk about, you know? And I haven't talked to Trisha in quite some time. So, you know, I want that for her. I want her to have the best life possible. So there is part of me that feels very empathetic and sympathetic to the fact that Trisha Paytas had somebody that she felt was her friend that betrayed her so deeply. You know, I've had that, not this similar situation happen, but I've had that happen on different levels where I have felt very betrayed by people that I loved, trusted, and felt like they were friends of mine, you know, and I have been accused through the times of maybe trusting people too easily or calling people friends when we aren't really friends, that, you know, maybe we're just, you know, acquaintances and things like that. And I don't know what that's about, you know. I like to be friends with people. I like to develop relationships with people, and I think Trisha Paytas is very similar to that, you know. I feel horrible about what happened to her, you know. I feel for her, and I also feel for the victims, and I also feel for the people that were sent her pictures, I think the whole situation is very, very sad, okay? So I wanted to make that clear as well. The other thing that I wanted to say was that I think that given these factors and the fact that she sat down and did this video, I think that she handled it in a very mature manner. Now, Trisha Paytas is a 30-plus-year-old woman. I think it's not extraordinary to expect a 30-plus-year-old person to respond in a very mature manner in a situation like that. That being said, if it were me doing this video response, I probably would have been ballistic, okay? I probably would have been yelling and screaming. So yes, I do grant the fact that she acted very calm and very mature in this video. And I think that that needs to be noted. And I have to say that I was impressed. That being said, I do want to say, and I'm going to say this in, you know, another part of my video, but I have, like, witnessed Trisha Paytas act this way in the past. Like, I've seen her come out very calm and collected in certain situations where she is allegedly doing apology videos that aren't really apology videos. And you know, like, I just watched Adam McIntyre's video where he responded to this, and he said that Trisha Paytas doesn't need to apologize for anything that Colleen Ballinger did, and I 100% agree with that. I said in my video the other day when I was talking about the friends of Colleen Ballinger, I said, I don't believe that any of them need to apologize for what Colleen Ballinger did, and I stand by that statement. I do not believe that Trisha Paytas has any part in apologizing for it, and I actually think that her apologizing to Adam and Johnny and anybody else that was affected by this really shows her humanity and her empathetic level on this. I really do feel that way, okay? And I also want to say this, that, you know, a lot of people were talking about the fact that, oh, I've seen so much growth and so much maturity in Trisha by the way that she handled the situation. Like I said, I witnessed many videos of Trisha Paytas in the past where she's making apology videos. She was very calm in the video that she did, coming out and apologizing to the staff of the Frenemies and to Ethan Klein and things like. She was very calm in that, you know. She says she was having a great day and whatever, and on and on and on. I've witnessed these moments of Trisha where she can be very calm and collected, and then there's, you know, a lot of people are like, oh wow, this is like a new Trisha, and then 3 to 4 weeks down the road, there's some other drama that happens, and then Trisha is, you know, back in hot water again, and then, I mean, Trisha's entire career has kind of been scandal, redemption arc, right? So I'm hoping that this is not the case, and I'm hoping that we are really seeing a new Trisha Paytas with this, a calm, collected, mature Trisha Paytas. I really hope that for her. I really, really do, right? But, you know, like I said, like, I have witnessed this in the past from her, you know, and that's kind of been like her entire career on YouTube is being able to come out at the right time and say something in a very calm, collected way. And like I said, if this were me, okay, I wouldn't have handled it as maturely as her. So I give her props for that. But the other thing I wanted to say was this, that a lot of people are talking about how mature she is, how calm and collected she is. I think the one thing that shows me growth in Trisha Paytas in this video is the level of seriousness that she pays to the situation. You know, like, there's a lot of things that Trisha Paytas has addressed or not addressed in the past that she kind of just, like, you know, is flipping about or whatever, and she acts like it's not really that big of a deal, yada, 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 whatever, okay? She really handles this in a very mature, serious manner, okay, and gives it the seriousness that it deserves, and so I appreciate that. To me, that shows more growth than anything else, right? I also want to say this because I referenced the point at the 16-minute mark where I came out and said that Trisha was victimized by Colleen Ballinger. After that comment, I also said, it is what it is. And a couple people on the comment section said that that was a very flippant statement. You're absolutely 100% right. It was a very flippant statement. You know, as a YouTuber that is a one and done, I don't edit out my videos and things like that. It was inappropriate. I shouldn't have said it. I don't even, to be honest with you, know why I said it. Trisha Paytas is 100%, and whether you like her or not, whether you have issues with the things that Trisha Paytas has done, you know, it's like a lot of people said, two things can be right at the same time, and I 100% agree with that statement. You know, like, Trisha Paytas can have done horrible things in her past. That doesn't mean that she deserved what happened to her by Colleen Ballinger, and that doesn't make her any less of a victim of Colleen Ballinger. So I just want to make that very, very clear, okay? And then this is where I want to kind of explain some of the things that I said in the video. You know, talking about her past, the reason that I brought it up, okay, was because she said that Colleen didn't take accountability for her past to her audience. The exact quote that Trisha Paytas said in the video was, "A person can change and grow if you acknowledge it." She didn't even acknowledge what her own fans were saying. And this is the reason why I brought it up. Had Trisha Paytas never said that in the video, okay, I would never have brought up anything to do with Trisha Paytas' past. I know that there are a lot of people out there that think that I just want to constantly throw Trisha Paytas' past in her face. The second that Trisha Paytas wants to come out and take accountability for her past will be the last moment that I ever talk about it. Trust, okay? There's been many YouTubers that have fully and in a very fine manner addressed issues from their past that I have not mentioned again, okay? So now a lot of people have said that she has addressed her past and has addressed all these mistakes that she's made and things like that, and the different communities she's offended, and on and on and on, and I'm gonna get to that in just a second. But when she does that, or if she has done that and somebody can show me evidence of that, I will never talk about her past again. The reason why I talked about it in this video was because Trisha said, okay, that you can change and grow if you acknowledge what you've done, and that she was surprised that Colleen couldn't even come out and address the things that her own fans were saying. It was shocking to me that Trisha had that stance, okay, because Trisha is somebody that for years upon years upon years, I mean, she's built her career on this, okay, on shock value videos, which she herself has proclaimed done shock value videos, right? That she says she has some regrets for, but hey, it's whatever, it's out there, okay? And we're gonna talk about that in just a second. But if Trisha's gonna get in a video and say change and growth can occur, but you have to acknowledge it, and then she didn't even, acknowledge or address her own audience, for me, what that says is Trisha Paytas has full awareness of how change and growth occur, and that it first has to happen with acknowledgement of what you've done, and then it has to happen with addressing your audience, neither of which I have witnessed that Trisha Paytas has done. So for Trisha to get into a video and for her to say that, I think it's 100% appropriate to say, well, Trisha, then why haven't you done those things with your own past if you're now saying this about Colleen Ballinger? I think that's a very fair statement to make, okay? My response was not just about this one single video that Trisha Paytas had done, because I think to take this isolated video out and not look at everything else, not look at Trisha's friendship with Colleen over the years, or Trisha's podcast with Colleen, and the timing of this, or the fact that Colleen Ballinger sent her the video, and, that Trisha was asking Colleen about these pictures and things like that. I mean, if you want to just watch this one video and just judge Trisha Paytas on this one video, okay, fine, that's your right to do that. But that's not who I am. I have followed Trisha Paytas very closely for over 6.5 years. And for me, if you're going to say in a video that growth and change can occur, and use that as an excuse for why she was continuing to have this conversation with her, because she knows what it's like to be scrutinized by the entire internet, and she wanted somebody to realize that you can change and grow and have a way out of that. Trisha says this in the video. Then why is it that you haven't done the same thing? Because that would be more powerful to me, right? If Trisha would say change and growth can occur, but first you have to acknowledge it and you have to address your audience. I've done that. So then Colleen should be able to do that too. If Trisha Paytas could stand behind that own statement, that would mean a lot more for me. But what it made me realize was Trisha has full awareness. So when people say that Trisha doesn't have any awareness of the accountability she needs to take for her life, no, she just proved to us that she knows exactly how change occurs. But she hasn't done that yet. To my awareness, she hasn't done that yet. Okay, and a lot of people are saying that she's apologized multiple times for her actions and that this has demonstrated growth. So I got that comment a lot on my video, that people are like, you obviously don't watch Trisha Paytas very closely, and she has taken accountability and she's apologized for all the things that she has done. Please list the videos in the comment section below that I can refer to where Trisha Paytas has specifically taken accountability for the direct communities that she's offended, the direct people that she's offended, the ongoing hurt that she has caused to certain people, and the lies that she has made. If you can direct me to those videos and I can watch those videos, I'll watch them several times if I have to, okay? I have no problem coming out and totally owning my mistake of saying that in a video, and I will publicly apologize to Trisha Paytas, and I will list those videos for anybody to see where Trisha Paytas has taken full, specific, direct accountability for her actions. I'm not just talking about her getting in a video and saying, I'm a changed person, I'm not who I used to be, I know I've hurt people in my past. Okay, to me, when you have hurt multiple people, that has brought financial gain because the videos that you did, okay, were hurting people by the statements that you were making, hurting communities of people, and they were helping you line your pockets with money, then I don't need an overall apology for that. And I don't need it. And people want to say, oh, well, you expect a 12-step amends, okay? I don't expect a 12-step amends from Trisha Paytas, okay? She's not in a 12-step program. She can get in a video and just say, I'm sorry to these communities. Let me list the communities that I've offended. I'm sorry to this person that I came out and said this about. I'm sorry to this person. If she's done that, I will get on video and I will own my crap. But as somebody that has covered Trisha Paytas for 6.5 years, and I haven't seen those videos of other people covering, I mean, that would be a huge video. Like, I can't even imagine if Trisha Paytas came out and owned all of her stuff. If she's done that and I'm unaware of it, that's mesmerizing to me. So please, please, for those of you that said, I don't watch Trisha very closely, and I don't watch every Trisha Paytas video. I don't, right? So I'll own that all day long. But if there are videos out there where she has specifically taken ownership for her actions, please list them below, because I don't want to be spreading misinformation, and I will get in a video and I will own it, and I will publicly apologize to Trisha Paytas for saying that she has not owned the wrongs of her past, and I will say that. But no, to me, a blanket statement in a video just saying, like, I'm sorry that I've hurt people in my past, that doesn't do it for me, okay? And just like other people want to say, you know, two things can be true at the same time. She also says in her video that she understands that gossiping or making fun of people, but not about their bodies, okay? So for me, what that comment said, and you can go back and watch the video, she said, you know, I understand gossiping and making fun of other people, but not when it's about your body. Now, I am somebody that has been body shamed myself, okay? Personally, and on YouTube, and on social media, where people have taken screenshots of my gut when I'm standing in the kitchen and things like that and posted all over YouTube. It's not nice. It doesn't feel good. Like I said, I feel bad that this has happened to Trisha Paytas. She doesn't deserve this. It was cruel, okay? That being said, what you're saying, I guess, is that gossiping and making fun of somebody is okay unless it affects you personally, right? Which I guess is why she doesn't feel the necessity to take ownership over the multiple people that she's made fun of, or that the community she's hurt and things. I'm just confused. I had a lot of confusion watching this video because I didn't really understand it, you know? Then she says in there that there were several times, or she said several times in the video that the text came out last night, okay? So I'm confused as to why people are saying she took time to calm herself down. Now, like I said, I can fully appreciate her response if she had done it immediately and was very reactionary and upset, because that's probably how I would have acted. So yes, I do think that it was a very mature Trisha Paytas in this video, okay? The other thing I wanted to say in here was that, people explaining to me why she took time to respond. There was so much speculation in the comment section of my video where people were like, well, Trisha, she chose to respond because she's been taking these weeks to really see if she can trust her friend. Or people said, you know, that Trisha is waiting to calm herself down because she's, you know, this about that, or she's having a hard time handling all this kind of stuff. Trisha actually comes out in the video. I don't know if you guys watched the video 4 times like I have now, but Trisha actually comes out in the video and she says exactly why she waited to make the video. And she was talking to Colleen the entire time, okay? And she even says in the video that she didn't want Colleen to feel all alone because she knows what it's like to have the entire internet come for her. So that was part of the reason why Trisha hadn't come out and spoken against Colleen, and that was also part of the reason that she was continuing to message Colleen. She also said that she was waiting to see what happened with the severity of these messages where people were saying that Colleen had sent her pictures to minors, okay, because she wanted to see what happened. And I'm assuming from like a legal standpoint is what she meant. The second that Johnny posted those pictures online is when Trisha Paytas came out and addressed it, okay? So Trisha Paytas had been aware for weeks on end of all of the stuff and all of the allegations of Colleen Ballinger, and all of the things that, you know, people were coming out and saying in the group chats with minors and all this kind of stuff. And Trisha Paytas apparently says that she has all these issues with people talking to minors, and she's always taken a stance against this. But Trisha waited 3 weeks while she was talking to Colleen behind the scenes until it affected her personally, because she finally saw that, okay, and listen, it's Trisha's channel, okay? And I stand behind it. A lot of people said this. It's Trisha's channel. She can talk about whatever she wanted to talk about. This was her experience. I 100% agree with that, okay? This is Trisha Paytas' channel. It was an experience that happened to her. It was her being betrayed. It was having her picture sent. I 100% agree that this was Trisha Paytas' absolute right to come out and make this video all about what had happened to her, okay? I was expecting her to at least kind of address the other allegations that had gone on, being that Colleen had been somebody that she considered a friend, okay? There are now clips coming out where Trisha has referred to her as one of her closest friends, and Trisha said that through the podcast she became friendlier with her and things like that, and that she felt very hurt because she had gone to her house and on and on and on, okay? So Trisha had a lot of knowledge of this kind of stuff. Adam McIntyre even said this in his video response to Trisha Paytas, so this isn't just me, okay? And Adam was very fair to Trisha Paytas, but the fact that she only came out, and I stand behind this statement, and I believe this statement, Trisha had full awareness of what was going on behind the scenes. She only came out when those screen receipts were dropped, okay, of that Johnny had actual factual evidence of Colleen sending these pictures of her to him and allegedly Adam McIntyre. So that was when she decided to film a video and talk about it. It wasn't before, when she had full knowledge of everything, which is very obvious when you're watching this video. She knows what's going on behind the scenes. She's watched it very closely, okay? My battery died right in the middle of this video. I cannot believe it. So anyway, but the other thing I wanted to say was that Trisha comes out and explains why she took time making this video, which I'm thankful that she explained why she took time in making this video. But then I'm not sure why people are speculating and guessing as to, and making up narratives. Oh, Trisha took all this time because she had to calm herself down, or Trisha took time because of this. Trisha came out and said why she took time. There's no reason to speculate about it. Trisha explained fully. I mean, you're giving her way too much credit, okay? When she explains in the video, I mean, it's almost kind of like you guys are making her into something that she's not. When you're like, oh, you know, Trisha like really had to wait and do this because she had to calm herself down, and she had to do... No, she says why she waited in the video to make the video. She was waiting for evidence to come out because the severity of the issue and that it was illegal, and so she was waiting for she explains that in the video. She doesn't say, you know, like, I was waiting for this and whatever. She references that this is very triggering to her, which I can imagine that it would be, okay? But she doesn't come out and say, I waited for 3 weeks because I've had to calm myself down. No, she says she's waiting for the evidence. And when the evidence comes out, that's when she made her video, you know? So I don't know why there's all this speculation and people are saying, oh, like, Trisha, like, really did a great job of calming herself down, and I'm so happy that she waited to calm herself down, and I'm so happy. As soon as the evidence dropped, Trisha Paytas got in a video and filmed a video. It wasn't like the evidence dropped last night and then she waited for a week to calm herself down, okay? So I don't know where that whole narrative is coming up from people. If this is just like, you know, like, we can say that we're proud of Trisha Paytas for getting in a video and being calm and collected. I almost think it speaks more to Trisha Paytas to say that she only found out about the evidence as fact last night and got in a video 12 hours later and filmed a video very calm and collected. I almost kind of think that that speaks more to her being more mature today and showing growth than it does to act like she took 3 weeks off. So for me, I'm not really sure why people are going there, because it's confusing to me, right? But I also wanted to say that I made a comment in there that the majority of the video was about Trisha Paytas' experience, okay? Which a lot of people were saying, well, of course, this is Trisha's channel. Why wouldn't she talk about her experience? I understand that, okay? And I respect that. I was getting inundated with messages, which I'll talk about in a second because this goes to why I thought there would be negative comments on the video. I was getting inundated for the last few weeks on messages on Twitter and Instagram and everything else, emails being sent to me of people saying, why aren't you talking about Trisha Paytas? Trisha Paytas is complicit in this situation. Trisha Paytas is staying silent. Trisha Paytas is posting videos of next outfits that she's picking with her and Colleen Ballinger. Trisha Paytas is deleting comments off of a live stream that her and Moses are doing when anybody's asking her about Colleen Ballinger. Trisha Paytas is choosing to stay silent in all of this. Now we know that while she was choosing to stay silent in all of this, while she was deleting comments, while she posted the video of Colleen Ballinger, she was fully aware and talking to Colleen about the allegations that were going on. We now know that, right? Okay, so I actually thought that Trisha would come into this video. I think it's completely fair for her to share how she feels betrayed and to share how this situation affected her. And I feel bad for her. I really do. But she really doesn't. And a lot of people were like, what are you talking about? She doesn't mention the victims. Yes, she does talk about the victims. She talks about the victims that were sent her pictures. She doesn't really talk about the victims, the overall allegations of the victims that were affected, of all that has come out. I mean, she at the beginning of the video kind of references the group chats with minors. And I will tell you at the hold on a second. At the 1850 mark, she addresses the other issues, okay, or the other victims. This is why I said that the video was all about herself and her experience and her involvement, which is her right. Like I said, it's her channel. She can talk about whatever she wants to talk about. It's her experience, and I respect that. But this is why I felt that she waited, okay, until this all came out, because she was fully aware of what was going on. And then to watch the video, and hey, I'm so happy that she came out and said and made a stance that I do not stand with Colleen Ballinger. I don't want anything to do with her. She does not exist to me anymore. I'm grateful that, I don't understand why that's so difficult for all these other people that are so close to Colleen Ballinger. I'm just to be honest with you, I am mesmerized that Trisha Paytas is the first person that came out and said this, okay? And yes, I think that that does show growth. But the fact is that she doesn't really talk about the other people that were affected in these allegations, which she's been fully aware of for weeks, which to me is why I feel that Trisha Paytas waited until, like I've said in many videos, and I'm not going to retract this statement because I still feel this way, that Trisha Paytas doesn't address anything until it personally affects her. Until she draws a line in the sand with somebody, she's done with somebody when it personally affects her. She was waiting until the moment that she saw these screenshots that Johnny had, where there was actual factual evidence that Colleen was talking about her behind her back. She also references the video where Colleen is talking about a whale and says, and I'm not talking about Trisha Paytas. She talks about body shaming, which I think is cruel. I think it's horribly cruel. I feel bad that that happened to Trisha in this, right? That being said, it's like, okay, but like, could you even maybe include a little bit part in here, you know, where, you know, I mean, she apologizes. Like I said, she doesn't need to apologize to Adam or Johnny or any of these other people. It's not her place to apologize for it. But could you, like, if you're going to do that, could you, like, not also maybe address all of the other allegations of people that have happened, other than just kind of mentioning it at the 1850 mark and a little bit at the beginning? I was just surprised by that. As somebody that was in a podcast with her and all the podcast videos are down, I just was surprised by that, because I expected for Trisha Paytas to get into a video, and maybe my expectations are too high. I didn't think that the whole video would be just about her experience, which, like I said, it's her channel. She has a right to do that. I really thought it would be also her talking about the way that Colleen Ballinger has affected all these people. And she kind of only mentions it a few times. So for all of you guys out there that are saying, Trisha Paytas did mention this, go back and watch the video 3 times like I did. I rewatched it 3 times, okay? So I've now watched it a total of 4 times. There's only a clip at the beginning and a clip at the 1850 mark where she really addresses this. That's it. And she kind of just throws it out there, right? So anyway, that surprised me. And like I said, Adam even said that in his own video, that he believes that Trisha doesn't really, he said something to the effect of that Trisha waited until she was personally affected by this. People saying that I was harsh against Trisha. I do not feel like I was harsh against Trisha. And again, this is where, you know, okay, if I defend Trisha, then I'm giving her a free pass. If I hold her accountable, then I'm being too harsh on Trisha. There's no happy medium with it, right? Like I said multiple times in my video, I was very happy that she made this video, okay? I literally just shared my opinion, that was all. I also defended her and I said, and I don't know if like maybe the way that I said it in the video was missed or whatever, but let me explain to you what I meant. I said, out of anybody, and I kept on referring to non-problematic YouTubers, because I do believe that Trisha Paytas has been in the past a problematic YouTuber. I felt that for her to get in a video and address this was more difficult for her than other people, because she had to have known that there was going to be backlash or criticism that she was going to receive, because people were going to say, well, you have these allegations, or you came out and said this. At least that's what I thought, okay? So for her to come out in this video, yes, I thought it was going to be a lot harder for her to do, which shows that she has courage, okay? That she came out in this video and addressed it, knowing that there was a possibility that people could just come for her and say, okay, but Trisha, you have similar allegations. Trisha, you have this, whatever. Not anything near as bad as the Colleen allegations, right? But she's had similar allegations of you know, bad behavior, of hurting communities, of saying harsh things, of the other allegations of Colleen Ballinger, okay? So she had to have known that. And I was defensive in my video when I said that I respected the fact that I don't know how I said it, but I said, you know, that Trisha Paytas had to have known that she was going to get backlash, which I want to go into and say that this is why that I believe that the comments were going to be negative. And then I said that I thought that she was deleting comments, which I have to tell you, I received messages from quite a few people that said that they had left negative comments on Trisha's video and that they were gone, they were deleted. So you can take their word for it. I do not believe that mass amounts of comments were deleted. I need to retract that statement from my video yesterday. I don't need to retract it, I need to correct it and apologize for it. The amount of positivity that was on my video, the amount of positivity I was on Trisha's video, I believe was sincere. I 100% do now in retrospect. What I think it is, in all honesty, is that there are a lot of people out there that have been fans of Trisha's for years. I think people, the majority of people, because there is a part of Trisha that appeals to the authenticity of people's souls. I think people want Trisha, you know, everybody loves a good comeback story. I think people want Trisha to do well. Like I said, I want Trisha to do well, right? And so when they see Trisha get in a video and she's, you know, saying the right things and saying I'm not going to side with Colleen anymore and I don't want anything I don't want any association with her. People are like rooting for Trisha. This is the moment that they've been waiting for Trisha to say the right thing, you know? And I have to be honest with you. I was actually talking to another, you know, drama channel a couple weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. And I said, if Trisha were smart, okay, and she really wanted a redemption arc, what she would do is come out and speak against Colleen because A, it's the right thing to do, plus B, people would eat it alive because people love when Trisha Paytas does the right thing. They love that, right? Which is why for years I have said that I do not believe that if Trisha Paytas comes out in a video and owns all the wrongs of her past, she'll get canceled. I think people will eat it up and they will love it and they will say, this is the Trisha that we've been waiting for. This is the Trisha that we wanted. We wanted Trisha to own all the wrongs of her past and make amends for it and to apologize for it. This is the Trisha that we wanted because I do believe that people, the majority of people out there that still love Trisha are really rooting for her, you know? But that was why I believed that the comments would be negative, especially because I was being tagged on stuff on social media left and right from people saying, why aren't you tagging Trisha or why aren't you talking about Trisha Paytas? Trisha Paytas is silent. Trisha Paytas is complicit in this. And I thought, well, as soon as Trisha's video went up, I thought, oh, she's going to get backlash on this video. If she comes out against Colleen Ballinger, people are going to say, well, you've sided with her all this time. It's a little too late. You know, these are not things I'm saying. These are things I thought other people would say. You know, like, oh, well, you've had your own allegations. You've done these things. You've lied about these things. So how dare you come out? I especially thought that Colleen Ballinger's friends and fans, mostly fans, which she still has. Go look at Colleen's video. She has lots of positive comments on her video because she is deleting comments. I at least thought that Colleen's fans would come to Trisha's video and be like, how dare you talk about Colleen? At least they would fight for Trisha or fight for Colleen against Trisha, right? So I was surprised that I didn't see very few negative comments of people saying things about Trisha. But like I said, I must have been completely wrong in my speculation about that, and I apologize for that. That's not something that I should have said. But like I said, it was just an opinion, you know. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it wrong. It was just an opinion of what I thought. Okay, so apparently she's not deleting comments. So I need to apologize for that. Hold on a second. The other thing is that she makes one video and so many people were saying that this is so much growth and maturity and I've seen so much growth in Trisha. Well, for as many people out there that are saying that Trisha's shown a lot of growth in the last few months, there are just as many people out there that say that they don't believe that Trisha has shown any growth. So I really believe it's just, you know, your opinion. I believe, and what I base Trisha's growth over, okay, is the fact that she has stayed out, with the exceptions of her dipping her toes into slight drama and joking about things. I do believe that she has done a good job, a better job that she has done in her past of staying out of drama. I really do believe that. She hasn't engaged in any Twitter warfare. She hasn't gone on Twitter rants about people. You know, she hasn't really said a whole lot, on and on and on. And I think that that shows growth to Trisha Paytas. For me, like I said, it's not in just one video that I'm going to judge somebody's character, you know? Trisha Paytas has a long history, a monetized history, where she has hurt multiple people in multiple communities, never taken ownership over that. So for me, I'm going to have to see some ownership and some growth over that, other than just one video. of her explaining her experience with Colleen Ballinger and how she feels betrayed, which I feel horrible for her, right? And yes, she is a victim in this, 100%. But just because she does one video doesn't mean that I see this immense growth from Trisha Paytas. It's, you know, the proof is in the pudding for me. Like, I want to see what happens going forward. And like I said, I wish her the best. I really do. Like, I don't want anybody to be suffering and be miserable, you know? And I think that people that are constantly engaged in drama and scandal and all this kind of stuff, I don't think that they're happy people. I think that's why we are seeing a happier Trisha Paytas now, because she's not involved in all of this, right? And I think that it has hurt her views. She's not getting as great of views as she used to get back in the day. And so, you know, I mean, and Trisha knows this. This is like her most viewed video that she's had in months and months and months, right? So I think Trisha knows if I'm sitting on a kitchen floor crying, or if I'm making a video responding to somebody else's drama, or if I'm talking about Jeffree Star or Shane Dawson, like, people will eat it up. She could have done that for the views. She's chosen not to, right? So I respect that. So what that says is that Trisha Paytas is changing to some degree, because she isn't doing it for the views and the money as much as she used to. So for me, we'll see what happens going forward. I also wanted to say in there that I have never, because this came up in the comment section of my comment that I left on the YouTube video, and other people said it as well, as far as me doing my research as a journalist, and I'm a journalist, and this is a journal. I have never claimed to be a journalist, okay? I do not have a journalism degree. All right, I have a degree in English, and I have a degree in social work. I do not have a journalism degree. I have never proclaimed to be a journalist. I have proclaimed to be a drama channel, a gossip channel, a tea channel, a Kiki channel, and a candle review company. And I'm not saying that jokingly. I'm saying those are the things I've said. I have never claimed to be a journalist. In fact, I have said to the contrary, and just recently, I have said that I am not a journalist, okay? I don't do deep dive investigations. I'm not doing deep dive research. This is just an opinion channel. I am just sharing my opinion, which I think is why many of you have come over here, okay? I have done guest blogging on certain situations, but I have never in my life ever worked for a major newspaper, a major website, a major, you know, news media outlet, any kind of, like, you know, film, video, I've never done that. I've never claimed to be a journalist. Do not put that on me, okay? I'm an opinion channel. That is what I am. You come over here to hear my opinion. My opinion is not going to always be the same as yours, and that's okay, and I respect that. And I love when you guys give me comments and say something that's completely opposite. And the one thing I do want to say is this, is that no matter how people disagreed with me in the video yesterday, no matter what people took issue with, like, the way that people responded was in such a classy way, was in such a, like, the majority of it, I really didn't see any that was said in, like, a nasty way, like, F you, Peter, or whatever. Like, there were people that said, you got this wrong, or I disagree with you, and whatever, but, like, nobody was nasty about it. Like, I so highly respect that we can have a conversation in the comment section of my video, and I can share my opinion in a video, and you guys can share your comments and let me know how you feel. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to always come out and respond to it or not to address it or whatever, but, like, you guys really educated me a lot yesterday, and I appreciate that. I don't necessarily agree with everything that you said, and you didn't necessarily agree with everything that I said in my video. Some of you did, some of you didn't, and that's okay, you know? And I'm just an opinion channel. I'm just going to share my opinion on here. And my opinion is not going to always be popular. I want to make that very, very clear. And my opinion not being popular has really hurt me in the past. And I'm just going to use this as an example because it's an example everybody knows, and I've used it in the past. When Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star came out with their palette and I called it a cash grab, I got decimated for that, okay? The amount of comments that I got on my videos of people saying, I am so disappointed in you. How dare you come for Shane Dawson? Shane Dawson's such a good person. Shane Dawson's such a kind person. Shane Dawson doesn't care about the money. Shane Dawson this, Shane Dawson that. I'm unsubscribing to you for this. I'm unsubscribing to you for that. Blah, 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 right? And in retrospect, I have received very few people that have come back to me and said, I was wrong, and I am sorry that I came so hard for you, and that, you know, and that I said that I was disappointed in you and whatever, when you were just sharing your opinion. An opinion that now, many people, after the supposed alleged cancellation of Shane Dawson, many people share that same opinion and have come out with and said that it was a cash grab, okay? I was just sharing my opinion at that time. my opinion is not always correct. My opinion is not always right. I'm not using that example because it's the correct example, because there's a lot of people to this day that do not believe that that palette release was a cash grab. I'm just using it that the tides of opinion change over time. I am just one opinion in one video. You don't have to agree with me. I don't want you to agree with me if you don't. I want you to share your opinion and feel that you have a voice in the comment section. That's why I don't delete comments over here, okay? That's why I leave my comment sections open, because I'm very open to hearing what you guys have to say. And trust, when I get it wrong, I will come over here and I will own it all day long. I don't have a problem doing that. So I just want that to be very, very clear. I've never claimed to be a journalist. I'm just an opinion channel where I am sharing my opinion about things that are going on, you know? And that's really all I have to say. So I hope that you guys stayed till the very end and you heard everything that I had to say in this video. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.